Good morning. It is Sunday, April the 28th, and apparently the temperature is going up to 80 degrees today and sunny. So after a foggy, misty start, I guess it's really going to start warming up. Take care today. Unfortunately, Trish and I couldn't make service this morning. Trish is in a lot of pain, and she had very little sleep last night, and she's trying to catch up on sleep and trying to deal with the pain. So please keep her in your prayers. We're going to go straight into the most beautiful King James Bible. We're starting the fourth book of Moses called Numbers. Now this is going to be a little bit hard to ingest, the first chapter, and there are a lot of Hebrew names that I'm not going to be able to pronounce correctly, so please forgive me. But there's a lot of relevance to this. And the relevance is in the very first line of chapter 1, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses. So we're going to listen to. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tabernacle of the congregation, on the first day of the second month in the second year, after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, Take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel, after their families, by the house of their fathers, with the number of their names, every male by their polls. So God is ordering, in effect, a poll, a census poll of the Israelites to be recorded for all time. Now this is an incredible thing to happen because Jews value their genealogy. It is how you maintain how you can claim to be Jewish is through your mother, if your mother was Jewish, I believe. And obviously the relevance is for the seed to be passed down through to Jesus to prove his line in the tribe of Judah. From 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel, thou and Aaron shall number them by their armies. And with you there shall be a man of every tribe, every one head of the house of his fathers. And these are the names of the men that shall stand with you. Of the tribe of Reuben, Elizur the son of Shedeur. Of Simeon, Shelumiel the son of Jerishadai. Of Judah, Nahshon the son of Amminadab. Of Issachar, Nathaniel son of Zuar. Of Zebulun, Elib the son of Helon. Of the children of Joseph, of Ephraim, Elishama the son of Ammihud. Of Manasseh, Gamaliel the son of Pedazur. Of Benjamin, Abidan the son of Gedoni. Of Dan, Ahiezer the son of Ammishaddai. Of Asher, Pagiel the son of Ochran. Of Gad, Eliasaph son of Duel. Of Naphtali, Ahira son of Enon. Notice how the Levi tribe is not mentioned here because they are not to go to war. The Levi tribe are the priests, the Aaronic priests out of Aaron. So they're not mentioned here. They won't be going to war. These were the renowned of the congregation, princes of the tribes of their fathers, heads of thousands in Israel. And Moses and Aaron took these men, which are expressed by their names, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. And the Lord commanded Moses. So he numbered them in the wilderness of Sinai. And the children of Reuben, Israel's eldest son, by their generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of names by their polls, every male from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war, even that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Reuben, were 46,500. Of the children of Simeon, by their generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, those that were numbered of them, according to the number of the names, by their polls, every male from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Simeon, were 59,300. Of the children of Gad, by their generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of names from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Gad, were 45,650. Of the children of Judah, by their generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of names from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Judah, were 314,600. So that makes 74,600. I think that was the biggest tribe. Of the children of Issachar, by their generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even the tribe of Issachar, were 54,400. Of the children of Zebulun, by their generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, and all that were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Zebulun, were 57,400. Of the children of Joseph, namely of the children of Ephraim, by their generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Ephraim, were 40,500. Of the children of Manasseh, by their generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Manasseh, were 32,200. Of the children of Benjamin, by their generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Benjamin, were 35,400. Of the children of Dan, by their generation after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Asher, were 41,500. Of the children of Naphtali, throughout their generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Naphtali, were 53,400. Those that were numbered, which Moses and Aaron numbered, and the princes of Israel, being 12 men, each one was for the house of his fathers. So were all those that were numbered of the children of Israel, by the house of their fathers, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war in Israel. Even all that were numbered were 600,003,550. So that's 603,550 men above the age of 20 that were able to go to war of the 12 tribes of Israel. But the Levites, after their tribe of their fathers, were not numbered among them. For the Lord had spoken unto Moses, saying, Only thou shalt not number the tribe of Levi, neither take the sum of them among the children of Israel. But thou shalt appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of testimony, and over all the vessels thereof, and over all the things that belong to it. They shall bear the tabernacle and all the vessels thereof, and they shall minister unto it, and shall encamp round about the tabernacle. And when the tabernacle setteth forward, the Levites shall take it down, and when the tabernacle is to be pitched, the Levites shall set it up. And the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death. And the children of Israel shall pitch their tents, every man by his own camp, and every man by his own standard throughout their hosts. But the Levites shall pitch round about the tabernacle of testimony, that there be no wrath upon the congregation of the children of Israel. And the Levites shall keep charge of the tabernacle of testimony. And the children of Israel did according to all that the Lord commanded Moses, so did they. Even today, in the plans to reconstruct the third temple, the Temple Institute in Jerusalem is training up Levitical priests. They have descendants from the tribe of Levi. As priests, they're being trained in the role of working at the temple, performing all the rites at the temple. They are being trained right now. As I said before, the menorah, the candlestick is made. It is on show. They have all the other stuff. If you go to the Temple Institute of Jerusalem website, and I don't know what the web name is, we can Google it and find out. In fact, I'll Google it, find out, and I'll make a comment on my YouTube page. I'll comment with the link to the Temple Institute page. Apparently, you can view all the stuff that they've made in preparation. Now, I did see a video the other day that they had a choir of Levitical priests who were singing. And, you know, they were all varied sizes and looks and everything else, but they're descendants of the tribe of Levi. And that's just wonderful. That just shows you how fastidious the Jewish people are about their inheritance and about their genealogy and their obedience to God. Because God knew that they were going to have the third temple. This has been foretold. This is prophesied. The third temple is going to be built. The Antichrist is going to sign a peace treaty with Israel after the rapture. And he's going to end the war. Now, let's put this into perspective, okay? We have the Levitical priests, we have the Temple Institute, we have all the things made, we have the red heifers, we have the sacrificial site for the red heifers on the Mount of Olives. What we don't have is the temple, but what we do have is a war with Israel. We have a war with Israel whereby our enemies are their enemies, and yet we're not particularly doing very well in supporting them, in as much as when the war first started after October 7th, America said that they were going to prevent anyone else entering into that war. It was just going to be Israel and Hamas in the Gaza Strip. Well, we know that from the Yemen, the Houthis have been targeting ships, which the U.S. has responded to. But on the north side with Hezbollah, coming from Lebanon, coming from Syria, and now a direct attack from Iran has occurred. And yes, on that night, 5 countries did stand up and support Israel. But in spite of all of that has been taking place, Israel is fighting another front on the northern front with Hezbollah, and nobody else is helping them. Nobody else has put boots on the ground. In fact, America has decided to sanction one of the battalions of the IDF for something that happened in 2021, which I think boils down to like a couple of guys. And they decide to drag that up and put sanctions upon him, which is really hurtful and arrogant, I believe. So we have a war with Israel that's taking place, with China, North Korea, and Russia sitting in the background behind Iran, who's behind Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis and all the other factions. We have sleeper cells of terrorists around the world. And nobody has put boots on the ground to fight alongside Israel. They are fighting this war effectively on their own. They're buying munitions from us. Well, great, fine, we're making money out of this war. Thank you. But with the abominations that are taking place in this world and everything else that has happened, you can see why Pastor Ken has taken it earnestly upon his heart to make us fully aware of the book of Revelation and what's about to happen, and how we're going to be leaving something behind for those that do not make the rapture. The highly imminence of the rapture is incredible. The high level of imminence is incredible when you start looking at the world picture. Do not bury your head in the sand. Do not say, if I don't look at this, if I don't listen to us, it's not happening. Because one day there will be a 9/11 attack again on America. One day it will be in a multitude of cities. One day it will be brought to our shores, because Netanyahu and Israel are saying, we are fighting this war for the Western civilization, for Christians as well as Jews. And yet we're not standing up with them, standing tall with them. We're kind of poking a little help in now and again, but we're then taking snipes at them in return, which is terrible. So you can understand that all these things that God laid down and all these prophecies that God has given us, that they are coming to fruition. That this system that's just been laid out about the Levites, and you can imagine now, the tribes, they're going to war right now. All of those Jews are descendants from these 12 tribes. They're going to war. The Levitical priests are getting ready for the temple. Do you see the parallel between now and the Old Testament? And the next major biblical event to happen, the next biblical event to happen is the rapture of the church. Nothing else is going to take place. There are no more prophecies in the Bible than what's in the Bible. Okay, there's no more prophecies. When people say I'm a prophet, I'm saying this is going to happen. No, if it's not in the Bible, I don't count it as a prophecy. God gave us everything we need to know. And Jesus said there will be false prophets. There will be those coming in my name. Because all the prophecies have been laid down. We don't need any more prophecies. We don't need any more people standing up saying, I'm a prophet. I can do this and I can do that. No, what we need is in the Bible. Jesus gave it, God gave it, and Jesus says there will be false prophets. Well, we've got them. We've got false prophets. We've got false prophets like Dutch Sheets. He was making prophecies about Trump and everything else going on. He says, I prophesied this and I prophesied that, and it didn't come true. If one prophecy that they make doesn't come true, it means it doesn't come from God. They're not listening to God. They are not prophets. Understand this, please. God has a 100% success rate. 100%. So these people are not listening to God. They're listening to another spiritual force. Stay anchored in the Word of God, because He loves you and I love you too. Have a great day. Pray for Israel. Please, please pray for Israel. Give God thanks for the Archangel Michael, who is protecting Israel. Nobody else could have attained a 99% success rate after that missile bombardment that Saturday night. Only a country that has the blessing of God and the hand of the Archangel Michael could achieve such a success rate. That is a miraculous event that the world witnessed. Nobody can have that much of a success rate in war, but Israel did. Thank you, Lord. Bye for now.